Chat, guess what we're playing today? We're not playing Salamangreats. That is because I still only have a single copy of Salamangreat Circle. I even have 2 copies of Salamangreat Heat Leo, and I still only got a single copy of Salamangreat Circle. Anyway, so here is our free-to-play CYBERSE deck. I'm going to show you guys the combos, so don't worry too much about that. The only thing you need to know for now is that these monsters help you spam link materials, which will help you link climb into higher and higher links of link monsters. We do have a in-archetype searchable card removal in Cynet Crosswipe. It lets you tribute a CYBERSE monster to pop any card. And we also have Recoded Alive. It is an absurdly good double reborn trap. It lets you banish a link free from grave to summon a Code Talker from your extra deck, and you can banish itself to revive a banished Code Talker. These effects are not once per turn, and you can use both of them within the same turn. Here we have some link monsters. We have Decode Talker, Encode Talker, Power Code Talker, the normal Code Talker, Brute Enforcer, which is probably the best link 2 we have right now. We have Alphase, Vector Scare Archfiend, and our Link Bumper. We don't have a lot of choices for links right now, so we will have to settle with these. We are also getting Firewall Dragon from our skill Storm Access. That will probably be the best link that we will have access to, and it will be very useful. Here's how the combo works. We need Garbage Collector and any level 4 CYBERSE monster that we can special summon. We can do that with Balancer Lord, which will give us an additional normal summon, or Mathemax Subtraction, which will special summon itself. For this, we will use the Balancer Lord, and then we can activate its effect, and then we will be able to normal summon our Garbage Collector. Okay, so when we have a level 4 CYBERSE monster on our field, we can activate the effect of Garbage Collector. We can return our Balancer Lord to our hand, and then special summon specifically Lady Debug. That is how you directly special summon it from the deck. You don't need to even search it. And then we can activate Lady Debug's effect from here. We will get our Microcoder, or if we already used a Microcoder, or if it's already in our hand, we will get our Backup Secretary. That's why we're playing 1 copy of Backup Secretary. For now, we will be getting our Microcoder. And then we can start linking. Depending on the hand we have, we can choose what to link summon. Preferably, you would want to link summon our Decode Talker, because that's the best link we have, or we can try to make a Firewall Dragon. But for now, I will just make Decode. And we also get the really cool summoning animation. Anyway, we will be able to activate the effect of a Microcoder. We can choose between Cynet Mining, which is our search spell, or our Cynet Crosswipe, which is our field pop. We will get our Cynet Crosswipe for our disruption. We will activate Subtraction, and we will summon that on the zone it points to. It's fine if we use our Subtraction on our Decode Talker, because the attack loss is only for the turn, so when the turn ends, Decode Talker will gain back its attack. So in this position, you can try to make Firewall Dragon, but since we do not have our Recoded Alive in our hand, we kinda can't use the effect of Firewall Dragon when it's co-linked. So if we got our trap in hand, we will go into Firewall Dragon in this position, and then during our opponent's draw phase, we will activate our trap we will banish our Decode Talker and summon another one, or we can summon any of the other Talkers. We can summon Encode Talker if we want, and we will summon that below Firewall Dragon's link, so it will be co-linked to each other. That will allow Firewall Dragon to activate its quick effect during our opponent's turn. It can bounce a monster back to the hand. But since we don't have the trap, we will just end on our Decode Talker with a set crosswipe. D-spell. Okay, so if our opponent targets any card, it can be a monster, it could be a set spell or trap. As long as it targets a card, we can activate our effect of the Decode Talker and tribute the monster that it is pointing to. So it cannot actually tribute an opponent's monster, it must be your own monster, because that's how the ruling works. So we will tribute, and that will negate the D-spell. Okay, so there we go, that's our Recoded Alive. Okay, let's say we did draw our trap on our turn 1. We will need to turn on our toggle, and then when we end turn, right after when our opponent draws a card, we will be activating our trap. That is because we will want our Firewall Dragon to have a co-linked monster, so it can actually use its bounce effect. We will be summoning Decode Talker number 2. Since it summons from the extra deck, it must be summoned to an EMZ, or a zone that a link monster points to. And that is perfect for us. As you can see right here, Firewall Dragon and Decode Talker are co-linked right now. That means we can activate the quick effect of Firewall Dragon that can bounce our opponent's monsters back to the hand as a disruption. Or if your opponent just doesn't summon anything, or if you don't want to bounce your opponent's monster, you can also bounce your opponent's monsters from a graveyard, or you can just get back a monster from your own graveyard. So it works for both players' fields and both players' graveyards. You can use this effect to get back your debug or any other combo starter or extender, like Garbage Collector or even a Microcoder. Okay, so let's say our opponent summons a monster that we want to bounce. Maybe it's a play starter. It might be something like a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, which will be very problematic if we leave it alone. We will activate its quick effect and we will bounce it. Okay, let's demonstrate the second effect of the trap, which it needs to have no monsters in your extra monster zone to activate. So let's get rid of our Firewall Dragon. We can do that by making 2 Link 2s. And don't forget that Firewall Dragon has another effect that if a monster that it is linked to gets sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a CYBERSE from hand. And since we bounced back our Bouncer Lord, we will be able to summon it again. Since we don't have a monster in our EMZ, we will be able to activate the effect of our trap, the second effect, the graveyard effect. But the second effect of Recoded Alive will summon your monster in your main monster zone. So that's why you need to also have a free main monster zone for you to activate. So let's do that now. Let's make our Encode Talker. Using these two, treat it as 2 materials. We'll summon it here. Okay, so now since we have a open EMZ, we can use the effect of Recoded Alive in our graveyard, and we can summon that in our main monster zone. So remember that it doesn't actually summon in your extra monster zone, it summons in your main monster zone. So you need to have a open main monster zone for you to actually use it. Okay, so another thing you want to do is, ideally, if you were to summon our Decode Talker, you would want to have another monster in the middle monster zone, so that when you link summon your Decode, it will immediately point to a monster. So if your opponent immediately activates a target effect, you will have a monster to tribute. Assemble enough lethal damage on board, you can make... Oh no, it's stretch. Anyway, we can negate that. We can negate that, it's fine. Even if our opponent targets 2 monsters, we can negate that. There we go, negated. That is why we put a monster in the middle monster zone right before we summon our decode. That is exactly why. Anyway, let's set our cross wipe. Let's actually save our Cyanide mining for next turn. Most people would play 1 Tretch and 1 Econ. Okay. Oh wow. Forbidden Lance on my decode. Okay, we got a combo. Combo. We got our Balancer Garbage Collector combo. Great. We can do that. We'll do the exact combo that I showed before. We'll summon the Lady Debug. We'll get Garbage Collector again. So you might actually see that we already got back the 2 cards that we used for the combo. So it's kind of self-sustaining as long as you have Lady Debugs on your field. Let's make our Root Enforcer that will be able to pop because he has no cards in hand. Or we can just let's not use Root Enforcer because that needs us to discard a card. And we kind of don't want to discard cards now. Let's get our Subtraction. We will subtract the attack of our opponent's monster and just attack over it. That will be enough. We will summon this in attack, because why not? And then we'll just make decode number 2! Or we can make our decode talker number 2. Well, since we used the skill, we have 2 copies of decode, which we can use to attack. Let's see, how are we going to end this? Okay, let's actually activate Storm Access because we can. Storm Access! What are we getting? Ooh, okay, let's see what we got. We got another Encode Talker. It's the worst card we will ever get from the skill. Just attack. I think we win. There we go, we win. We won because we negated the threat. So our Cyanide Crosswipe actually counters his Red Eyes Fang with Chain. That is it. Wonderful. Let's actually search our Math. Let's begin subtracting. Wait, he's yoinking my Math Mech. That means I can just tribute my Math Mech and pop his 3rd set card, which is a fusion, which triggers his Mana Dragon. Okay, so funny thing, if you read Archfiend of Lightning, it says destroy all face-up monsters with defense lower than this card's attack. And guess what? Link monsters don't have defense. Never mind. I'm gonna get M7'd. However, I won't actually be Wait, what? What? He's not targeting my decode? He knows that he can target my decode, right? I can't tribute his monsters to negate. I have to tribute my own. What? Huh? Okay, I'm so confused. Okay. Okay, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's probably wondering, huh, why can't I use Archfiend of Lightning to pop? And then he'll probably look at my board and say, oh yeah, that's a Link monster. It doesn't have any defense. He realized my monster did have -3 defense. And then we can activate our Recoded Alive. Selecting our decode. Okay, so what are we actually using here? Wait, we can use our encode talker. It would actually be really useful. Yeah, we can just bounce his fusion. With our firewall. Battle phase, bounce, 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 bounce. We bouncing. Goodbye. We definitely win. We win. Let's show chat how we are gonna win. Yeah, and background music keeps changing. It's so funny. We're gonna win with a regular code talker. Battle. We attack into the red eyes. Encode talker's effect. Boost itself. Attack! There we go! Oh, that was so close. That was so close.